Hi there YouTubers, welcome back to my channel, Workshop Fun. Well, today I thought it was about time I posted another update and sort of covered some ground on what I've been doing lately. So I'll get started and I'll take you over here to the little kitchen dinette area. So let's get a little bit more light on. Right. This here and behind here, this wall was a little bit rotten from past water leaks, and you know, I always wanted to do something about that, and also I kind of wanted to make it just a bit more, I don't know, just nicer than what it was, so not all the same timber everywhere. So I took this shelf out and I got the same alloy composite material that I've been using and cut out two pieces and glued them in, and they had to be cut out really exact, so that was a bit fiddly, but I got there in the end. And then the join where the two pieces join, I made sure that they joined where the shelf goes, so that came out really good by doing that. I'll try and get out of the light of the camera. So then after that I spent ages with the white caulking, or no more gaps, whatever you want to call it, and got all the edges nice so it sort of blends in. And you can see here the caulking is a bit fatter. That's from dodgy factory work. The actual shelf was, even there you can see it's a bit fatter. You can actually see that the shelf was actually cut out too small for this area. So anyway, I filled it all in with that, and just by doing that it even looks heaps better. Another thing I did, it's only a minor detail, but when I got rid of all the old redundant 12-volt switches, that actually freed up this space. I capped it, so I shortened the lead on this plug and turned around and moved it over to here, and it looks way better now. The only backlash of that is there's some holes in the wall now where you can see where the plug screwed in, but still it just looks a lot better now doing it that way. It just looks more natural, I guess. So that's been that bit. I'll come through here. I think I showed this in the last video, but I think I have done some more detailing since the last video, but that's all finished now, and that was a lot of work. Once again, mucking around with the caulking, trying to get the paint to blend, you know. That was a lot of mucking around, but it's all done now, so that's really nice. I think, I don't remember what I talked about in the last video, but I'll put a bit of light on the subject. Okay, so I varnished, well, I didn't actually varnish these, I bought this spray clear, so I taped all up around here and sprayed these with this nice clear coat. Yeah, come on, light, there you go. And whoop, there, that's better. So yeah, came out nice anyway. I'll just turn those off and come on, dunk. Okay, and same with these. Spent a long time mucking around with these and put probably about 3 or 4 coats of clear on that, and they came out nice. So they'll, you know, when the curtains hung back up, they'll look nice and shiny with the nice curtain and the stainless steel rail. Now, what else have I been up to? I'll come through to the bathroom. I don't think I've done much in here since I last did a video. I think in my last video I talked about how I put a support bar in behind this. Maybe I didn't actually, but yeah, I've put a support bar and behind this, it was really floppy and weak. Still is a tiny bit floppy, but nothing major now. But you know, it's just a very thin panel of wood, and it definitely wasn't designed to have these tower rails on it. So anyway, I came along and I bought shelving rail, so rails that hold shelving, and it was already pre-painted a white colour. So I just made up these wooden blocks that fit into the middle of the channel iron, or this white shelving metal, and then it screws in, as you can see, and then I turn around, and this here, after I'd glued this onto the bit of timber, this here just slips into the wooden things, and it's also glued, so it was naturally trying to push back that way. Now it's being held straight, and you can't pull it the other way either, because these wooden blocks are also glued onto the face of this timber. But you still can unscrew them there and take this off if you need to. So that's worked out really well. Right. So yeah, pleased with that. It just, for one, it gives it a feeling of quality when you hold on this. It's not, you know, all flimsy and wobbling around, and two, it does actually make it stronger too. So yeah, win-win. Okay. Now, as you guys know from my previous videos, I've been customizing my fan system in here. So I got one fan there and I got one fan there, and you know, I've finished detailing all of that. That took a lot of work, and I got another fan that goes below the bed once it's in place too. Now they're fixed fans, but they're also just one speed, which is really hard revving. Really good at pushing air through, but really loud. So they're really great on a day if it gets very hot and I need to cool the caravan down. I can either do it over Wi-Fi through my Wi-Fi plugs, or do it while I'm here and just put up with the noise. And that's good, but they're not something that I'd want running all the time. No way. So I've got a little surprise. What I got as a means of cooling, because it's really expensive to get an air conditioning unit. I think it's about $4,000 to get an air conditioning unit that fits underneath my bed, and I can't put an air conditioning unit on my roof because it's a UK caravan and the roofs are too weak really to handle an air conditioning unit. So I could have turned around and taken my cabinet out and left it out and put a portable air conditioning unit in here. Didn't want to, pardon me, I wanted the storage space, so it's handy having that. I could have also got one of those new evaporators or whatever they are, but they kind of jar me in the sense that you are using water and evaporating it to cool your house down, or your unit down, or in my case your caravan down. I'm just not really sure about what that's doing, like whether it's creating humidity and, well, not humidity but moisture. It seems to me that it must be creating some sort of moisture and pushing that into your house. I just don't know. I'm not very keen on them. So a long time ago, when I first got this caravan, I'll just come over here and sit down. When I first got this caravan, I saw this other thing that I would have really liked, but it was very expensive. Very expensive. But since then they've come down in price, and I got it on a special. it was $100 off, so I was pretty stoked about that, or it was pretty close to $100 off. So I'll show yous. Dun dun. This here is a AC Infinity blower fan. Now they are typically used for people with greenhouses, but the guys there are also saying it's surprising how many of these are being bought to replace the fans in HRV ventilation systems or other systems. And the other thing that is very appealing for these is the fact that they have a control screen, which I'll get to soon, and they're also able to be controlled over your smartphone via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So once again, you know, you can turn around and control it all when you're not even here. The other really cool thing about this blower fan is it has a thermostat and a humidity reader. I'll show you the little wee thing that I've put it up here, and I just fed the wiring in this bit of timber here that's warped a little bit from years of sunlight, and I haven't fixed it. Don't know if I ever will. I mean, yeah, it's only a detail. Well, it's not that it's a detail, it's just a detail up in the ceiling, so you don't really see it that much. But it was perfect for holding the temperature reader and humidity meter, so it's great. So all I got to do now is just a little bit of cable management. I've only just rigged this thing up today, and as you can see, I put it on my printer stand. Now the reason why I did that is my printer is wireless, so I can put it in underneath my bed and under the storage area and use it, you know, from there if I want to, because, you know, I don't really use a printer much nowadays. They don't seem to be something that a lot of people use anymore, so yeah, this here works out far better. So what I've done is it is sucking air in from here, and it's fairly obvious why I've have the air sucking in from here and blowing out there. Is one, you got the window right there, so even on a rainy day I can open that window just a little bit and still suck in lots of fresh air. And two, there's another window right here, so, you know, got plenty of areas for this to pick up the fresh air and throw it around. I have ordered a vent to stick over this side because this has got the impeller in there, and I don't want children putting their hands in there and hurting themselves. That's really not what I want to do. So that's coming, and I'll get that rigged up. The other side is a lot harder to, you'd be hard pressed to get your hand in there and hurt yourself. You'd be pushing through the little ducts down there. So yeah, as you can see, it's a really flash unit. I got the 8-inch one, there's a 6-inch one, and they go all the way up to a 12-inch one. I really don't need a 12-inch one in here, this thing's already crazy. And I didn't need the 10-inch either. So this one here, and so the Infinity series, they have this thing here too. It's really cool. You can set your temperature, it reads the temperature and tells you the temperature in your van or in your house, whatever, or in your grow house. Then you can come along here and I'll show you the different options quickly. You got high temp, low temp, you got high humidity, low humidity, just high and low, or timer, cycle, I don't know what that is quite yet, schedule, and then off, and then on. So that's all your different settings. So you can have it set to come on at different temperatures. And so right now, that's the other reason why I got this. This is AC Infinity is known as the world's quietest blower fans. So right now this is on number 2, and it's quiet enough that I could comfortably sleep in here, and I don't think it would keep me up. Now, as you turn it up though, of course it does get louder, but it's also bonkers the amount of air that this thing can push. So this is number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Even my window, which is not quite closed right now, is blowing slightly back and forth. If that toilet paper was just over a little bit, I'll try and show you. There you go. Pretty crazy. This thing's bonkers. Now I'll turn it back down to number 2. Now it quietly spins itself down, which is nice. Now, just to show you how much air it's putting out even at number 2. So you can barely hear it at the moment, and it's still able to lift that up. When I sit on my sofa over here, I can feel the air getting pushed up here nicely. It's actually quite pleasant. So yeah, now I reckon anybody who's got a caravan who wants to put something in that ain't going to take tons of room, like an air conditioning unit, then this is a really good option. They got a lot of features. Anyway, I'll have to pick up that after I've filmed the video. So the other thing that I've been doing lately is more fans, but just the little ones this time. So I've put a little fan in up here, and I'm going to be putting another little fan in up here, and you can see I've got the wiring ready. It's just dangling there at the moment. So what I've done is I've put a temperature gauge in here. I'll turn the lights on for a second. I've put a temperature gauge in here. I showed that on my last video, I believe, and that's all hooked up and going nicely. So at night time though, if I don't like the noise that these little fans make, I can turn them off, because the little fans, these little suckers, they do make some good noise. But they do move some serious amount of air, which is great. So these solar chargers, you know, if I feel that they're getting too hot, I can just push this other little button now, and they'll come on, and they're all controlled by the thermostat. So it's brilliant. But at night time, if they're still on, say it's a hot night but no solar's being made, but the fans are still on, I can override it and just turn it off and go to bed. But it's amazing how much noise these little fans make. Not too bad though. But yeah, 2 of them, it's a little bit louder. But anyway, so that's the latest update on that. Okay then, thank you very much everybody for watching. Until next time, See you then. Bye.